Now, pulling up the steamer was actually pulled by 2 horses. So firefighters were not only firefighters, they had to take care of the horses, they had to keep the steamer ready to go at all times to be able to pump water on fire. So it took a lot more work back in the old days to be a firefighter, whereas today, the trucks that you can see later that we're riding on today, we simply climb on, turn them on, and drive to the fire and get to work. So a lot more work went into being a firefighter in the old days. The cases over here comes to a lot of different types of toys and models of fire trucks. They are not specific to Marrieta Fire Department. These 3 cases right here are all models that were donated to us to show different fire trucks from around the country that the gentleman had been working on throughout his lifetime and no longer wanted to maintain. So if you guys would like to look down here and just kind of see some of the trucks up close, you're more than welcome to. Again, we just ask you not to get here, not climbing on them or touching them all. The other cool thing about the steamer over there, there's only 4 of those left in the world. We have one of them. There's 1 here, 1 in Maryland, and 2 in England.
Here, G, get over there by you. Grandma, touch it. Good job.
Okay. Larry, I can keep my eye on you. You like to touch the fire trucks, don't you?
Yeah.
And then let you touch fire trucks upstairs. They're missing one of the hoses right upstairs.
I have cameras.
Alex, want me to take a picture of you with this?
Okay. And these are old, this case right here is old fire extinguishers. For the adults, when you think about the fire protection systems in your building, up top, these are the early versions of a sprinkler system for your building. Wow. Simple glass balls that would actually break and drop a fluid down on the fire to put it out. Operates very similar to how they work today, just not with water back then. These are different types of radios, and up on the top shelf, that is probably the earliest version of a cell phone. So that right there is from 1955. That was the first portable radio / cell phone that was used. And it would be used on fire grounds to communicate with other firefighters. So no pictures, no texting with that one right there.
Right.
Yeah. And just the bottom portion, just that square on the bottom down here, that's the battery for the phone.
That's the battery.
That's just the battery.
Oh, okay.
Yep, the battery was about the size of a brick.
Motorola.
Yep, that's it. Everybody always notices it was Motorola. All the helmets you see right here, these are all helmets from the Marrieta Fire Department, some of them dating back to the early 1800s.
That's right.
So this right down here is a chief's helmet from the 1800s. The helmet on the bottom of each case, or the lowest helmet, are what our firefighters and our chiefs wear today. So chiefs wear white helmets, officers wear red helmets, and firefighters and drivers wear black helmets.
Excellent. That's right.
By knowing the color of the helmet, we know what rank everybody is in the department, and we know who's going to be making the decisions when we are out on a call.
Right.
Who wants to wear a white helmet?
I do.
Put your hand down. No, you don't. That's a lot of officers. There's nothing fun about wearing that helmet. Who wants to wear a red helmet?
I do.
Kind of fun. You get to
Alan
do some
wants to wear a
firefighting,
red
but you also
helmet.
get to be in charge. Who wants to wear black helmets? Black helmets are the ones that have all the fun. They're going into all the fires. All right, but they're also doing a lot of the hard work. This case right here is different types of nozzles that would go at the end of our hoses. Some of our fire hoses will shoot a very straight stream of water so it can go really far. Some of them will spray more like a garden hose to where it's more of a mist. And that would be a hose that we might use when we're fighting a fire like in the same room.
Exactly.
So it's all about distance and amount of water. Our hoses can flow anywhere from, say, 80 gallons of water, all the way up to a nozzle on a ladder truck can flow anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 gallons per minute.
Yeah.
So depending on the size of the hose tells us how much water we can actually flow.
Yeah. You're right.
And then the first case just shows you some different tools that we use in the fire department, some axes. Anytime we need a key to your house, we have an axe.
Wow.
So if you don't unlock the door for us, we'll get in one way or another.
Right. Yeah.
And then up on top and down on bottom are some different things that we use when we're doing water supply, meaning we're setting up operations to put water onto a fire.
Okay. That's huge. That's huge. That's big.
Yikes.
That's big.
Is that dangerous?
Well, it's an axe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a sharp corner, yeah, that'll hurt you if you're not careful with it. That's the year that was for a groundbreaking of a fire station back in 1987.
Okay.
That huge, that is a huge thing, right?
Yep. So along the entire wall, you guys will see a timeline of our fire department. So you're going to see some really old pictures from when our fire department started.
Right.
This is actually the end of our timeline. So this is 2017. Up by the front door when you walked in, it starts back in 1854. That is when our fire department was founded. It was about 160 years ago.
Wow.
So that's how long our fire department has been here serving Georgia.
Wow.
And we'll walk around over here. I'll tell you guys a little bit about each of the trucks we have up here. All of the trucks you see in here are all working, so we could use them today, but they are more just for historical purposes and parades.
Wow.
This big ladder truck right here is from 1949. The ladder on top can go up to 55 feet.
Right.
That could get us up to 4 stories on a building.
Right.
Our new ladder truck goes up to 109 feet.
Right.
So that can get us up to about 9 stories on a building.
I see.
Yep. You can see some of the pictures of some of the bigger fires that we've had in our history of our fire department. Yep. So back in the old days, I'll do it real quiet, but back in the old days before they had sirens and horns, the way that they said they were coming down the street was to ring a bell. So they would just ring the bell as they were coming down the street and everybody knew it was the fire department. All right. Asbestos. No, I'm kidding. No. People have asked us, that is actually a fire retardant protected covering is sprayed onto the steel, so that in the event that this building is caught on fire, that steel will hold up longer than getting as weak early on. Steel like that unprotected within about 5 to 10 minutes, and that's when we can collapse.
Oh, wow.
So that's actually basically it's a covering, it's a fire protected covering. You'll see that in a lot of new buildings now, even if it's not exposed like this, they'll spray on it behind the walls just in case. Whoa. This car right up here is a Chief's car. This is a 1962 Ford Falcon. So this is what the Chief would have ridden around with back in the old days.
Yeah.
You wore that white belt.
Wow.
This is what the boss drove right here.
I see.
All right.
Like 42 people can fit in his car.
What's that?
Then like 42 people can fit in his car.
Yeah, well, yeah, you get one or two up front, and then to get in the back, you have to move the seats. This right over here looks a lot like an
An ambulance.
ambulance. Very good. Good job. What's your name?
Alan.
Good job, Alan. This is an ambulance from the 1950s. This is what we call a rescue. But back in the 1950s, they didn't have the medication and the training in the back to actually treat you. This was more like a really cool Uber. So if you wanted to get from your home to the hospital quick, you called for the rescue and they would just transport you. That's all they did. Who keeps making all my lights go out? Who is that? My lights keep going out one by one in here today. All right. So today, if you guys ever have the unfortunate circumstance of riding in an ambulance, they have lots of medications in the back, and they have lots of tools and equipment that can actually help make you better on the way to the hospital before we turn you over to the doctor. Exactly. Needles and stuff? Yeah, they can give medication. I mean, but IVs into people through their veins.
Miranda,
They have equipment in the
come up
back
here.
that can actually, if you've ever seen somebody doing CPR, we actually have equipment now that can do the compressions on somebody. It's basically like a robot. It does that for us. It's called a Lucas device. Really cool.
I see.
Yep. And the last piece of equipment we have up here, this is our only fire truck that does not work anymore in our museum. This is from 1929, so that fire truck is about 90 years old. It has never been repainted, and the engine does not work on it anymore. So we just decided not to restore it. We thought it looked really cool antique. So we're going to leave it just like it is to show how it looked when we took it out of service, probably in the 1950s or 60s. So here's a question for y'all. Who in here knows what number on the phone to call if you had an emergency? What number is it, sir?
911.
911. And when you call 911, you can have the fire department or the police department at your house in about 6 minutes. This right here, guys, this is 911 from the 1800s.
Right.
If you had an emergency back in the old days, you had to ring a bell, and you had to hope that everybody heard the bell to be able to come and help you. Come a long way. Hopefully you live close. We've come a long way.
Hopefully you live
so,
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, 911.
Do you guys have any questions about the trucks you're seeing in here right now? How about
Give
you?
me Alan.
This right here?
Yeah.
This is from the 1800s. So again, this bell here, about 140 years old. That is how you called the fire department back in the 1800s. There were no telephones. You had to send somebody to ring the bell, and the fire department, or the people who worked as part of the fire brigade, would have to hear the bell, and then come back and meet you at the bell, find out where you live, get the equipment, and then go to your house. It took a long time. No telephones, nope. Nope. Yep. No telephones, no watching videos, nothing.
Not at all.
No. Alright, so if you guys want, you can look around here a little bit more, or we can take them out to the bay. It's up to you. Okay, so let's start walking this way, and then if they want.
Okay, Larry. Thank you, Larry.
Wow.
Here.
Wow, look at that.
Alright, can you coming out?
Come on.
Come on, guys.
They're making a lot of noise. I'm
We understand you're gonna have supplies.
We'll let them stop making noise. Yeah.
This is.
Alright, so if you all come over this way just a little bit. Alright. So before we knock on this window, I want to tell you why we're going to knock on the window. You guys see this gentleman sitting right here with his back to us?
Yeah.
That is our newly promoted Commander, Tim Cameron. So we're going to knock on the window. We're all going to give him thumbs up and give him a round of applause, okay? You guys ready? Here we go. Give him, there we go. Look, everybody point right there. He was a lieutenant like me until just a few days ago, and he has been promoted to the rank of commander. So he's got a lot more responsibility on his shoulders now.
Wow.
Now, you don't want to work under him because that man right there will make you work. He will make you work harder than any other commander you know.
He
All
said
right?
he can hear you.
When it's time to check the ladder, you don't get to just look at the ladder. He's going to make you put the ladder up, and he's going to make you tell the history of the ladder.
I see.
All right? He'll make you work. They're noisy, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm going to introduce you guys to two gentlemen here that are going to take over this part of the tour. No, they're not. You're leaving? What are you getting on? Oh, you guys are leaving? Oh, you're not. Oh, I thought you were black. You're not black. All right, well, look. This is what firefighters look like. Over here, this is Engineer Dean. And this is Firefighter Phillips. Firefighter Phillips is brand new to our fire department.
I see.
He's one of our rookie firefighters.
I see.
So, we're not going to turn the tour over to them. We'll stick with that. Yeah, see, they saw a tour and they thought to leave.
That's the lead.
So we're going to let them speak real quick.
This gate going down.
I see.
Hey,
I see.
the instruction's not as cool as ours. It does move.
That sounds cool. Right there.
Hey, now if you can find the keys for this one, you let us know. None of us know how to play with it either. They're going to come through real quick. You can walk over here. Walk over here 1 second. Or one way or the other.
Alright, don't get away.
Stop with this up.
We're going right through here.
I see.
Alright, so this very first vehicle you guys see right here, this is brand new. This is what we call a UTV. This is for doing any of our rescues that might be on Kennesaw Mountain. So we have a lot of trails over there and roads that we can't drive our trucks down. But with this vehicle here, with this truck right here, we can actually drive this back to where somebody might be injured on a trail, load them up on the back, and drive them back out. Have any of you guys ever eaten at Firehouse Subs before?
Yep.
All right, you know how they say that they purchase stuff for the fire department? They fully funded this. It was about $10,000 and they purchased it for us. So thank you for eating Firehouse Subs. Go eat more. All right, walk right over here. I'll follow you. Follow me? Yeah. All right. So we saw that Ford Falcon, the Chief's vehicle in the museum. This is what our Chief rides around in today. This is what we call, it's called 501. The numbers on the side. This is our command vehicle. So our Chief will go out on any big important calls, like a big fire or a bad accident, and he will make all the decisions from being in this truck right here. What you got? Car seat. Here early. Can you run it for me? Can you do it for me? Sure. The clipboard is up on my desk if you need to pay for it. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So this is our new command vehicle. We call it 501. All right. Walk this way. Good.
Oh, the whole star. Got a big loose, Shannon.
All right. What's your name? Miranda. I like nice names, Miranda. Hey, watch you. We'll come right out here. Alright. So earlier when we heard those people talking on the radio, we heard the noises. They were sending out our engine. So the engine is not here right now. And what you're not seeing is basically the truck that you guys see on the road most of the time.
Right.
It carries all the hose, it carries the firefighters, it carries the water. The two trucks that we do have here today, this is a rescue, just like the one we saw in the museum, but newer. Our rescue carries equipment for medical calls, so people who are hurt or sick. And it also carries some of the tools that we would use on a bad car accident to take a door off or to cut the roof off of a car if it was really banged up.
Right.
All right? The truck right over here, this is our ladder truck. So you remember the smaller one we saw in the museum?
Yeah.
This is our new ladder truck. And how high did we say the new ladder goes? Did anybody remember? 109 feet. Good job. So that ladder on top up there, that ladder can go up and down like this. it can go back and forth, and it can get taller and shorter up to 109 feet.
Right.
So if we took that parking deck that you see across the road over there, you see that parking deck?
Yeah.
We could stack 2 of those on top of each other, and that ladder could get to the top of it.
Right.
So it gets up to 109 feet.
Exactly.
This truck right here is what we call a tiller. It has 2 drivers. A driver drives the front of it, and if you look at the back, there's another cab on the very back of this truck on top. A second driver turns the back wheels of that truck in so big. That way we can get it through the city streets without running over curbs or pedestrians. Last thing you want to do is be standing on a street corner and have a big ladder truck run you over. So by having that driver in the back, we can get those around really tight corners here in the city of Marietta. It takes a lot of training to learn how to drive a truck initially because when you drive in the front of it, you drive it normally. You want to make a left, you go left. You want to make a right, you go right. In the back, you're actually turning opposite. So to make a left-hand turn, you have to turn to the right to swing the truck around the corner. So, yeah. And the driver in the back has no control over the truck other than driving the rear wheel. No brake, no gas, nothing. That's all he controls is those rear wheels. And the sight line up there is very, very, it's not very.
Yeah, me too. If we can drive that, we can drive it.
Yeah, we can. I think. I gotta see if he's started on the truck. So, before the guys come up, I'm gonna
Okay, go take your picture, Miranda.
all the gear you see here on the floor weighs about 60 pounds. So he's going to put it on real quick for you. He'll click in the air just enough for you guys to hear what it sounds like when he breathes, and then he's going to take it all back off.
Miranda, nice hands.
I'm just talking my ear. So all of our gear is set up for him to be able to dress quickly.
Miranda.
His boots are already built into his pants, so he can step in. He can pull them right up. Sorry, Miranda. All right. He's got suspenders that will help keep the pants up. And everything we wear overlaps. So you notice his pants overlap his boots. His jacket is going to overlap the hood that he's wearing to protect his head. It'll also overlap on his pants. Inside of a house fire, it can be 500-600 degrees. So this is what protects him from all that fire. There he is. Everybody give Commander an applause for him out there. For those of you who just joined us, the gentleman up front had just gotten promoted to commander, so we're giving him a little attaboy earlier. His air pack, he has enough air. It's called a 30-minute pack. So there should be enough air for him to have 30 minutes worth of air. However, as you guys know, when you are working hard, you breathe harder and faster. If he's inside of a house fire, the air in there will probably last him about 20 minutes before he has to come back outside.
It's connected to my pack, and I got.
Sorry. He's got to go. He was borrowing a pack, so he's got to grab his mask off of his actual pack. We keep everything set up on our truck so that we can respond quickly and be ready to go as soon as we show up on scene. All right. So the face piece he's putting on right now, that's going to cover up his face, and it's going to create a seal so he can get fresh air from his air pack. Don't get too close yet, Miranda. Get back. All right. The hood, if he's pulling back up and over, is going to cover his head, his ears, and his neck. And then, of course, his helmet, which is our most recognizable piece of equipment we wear. That's going to protect his head from anything that could fall and hit him. It also serves to keep the water and the ashes that are coming down from the fire from going down his jacket. So with all that hooked up, the last thing he'll put on in a few minutes would be his gloves. He may not put them on, though. You going to put them on? Look, he's going to put them on now. So he's going to throw on gloves to protect his hands. And then just real quickly, he's going to connect his mask to his air pack so you can hear what it sounds like when he's breathing. Sounds a little bit different. Real quick.
Listen,
Hear that sound? That's him breathing in each time. Good job. Now, there you go, yeah. See? All right. So that's what he looks like in all of his gear. We don't let you guys touch his gear anymore because there could be stuff on there from the fires that could make you sick. There's stuff on there that even when we come back from fires now, our gear goes directly into a special washing machine to get all that bad stuff from the fire off of our gear so it doesn't make us sick. But you can tell, does it look like he's been in a lot of fires? Does that look like clean or dirty gear? Dirty. He's probably been in some fires with that gear.
Tell me about his name on the back, that's how you identify.
If you look on the back, every firefighter in gear looks the same. The only thing different is going to be that every firefighter, this is his firefighting gear. So his name is on the bottom of his jacket. And then also if he turns around, you can see right here on his face piece, if I was talking to him, I would know who he was by seeing the name on his face piece. All right? All right, thank you there, Firefighter Fernandez.
Thank you.
Now you will notice too, I'm not going to tell him to pull anything out, but you'll notice he's got pockets. He's got different tools in his pockets. Lots of different things firefighters carry that inside of a building we might have to use. So he's got wire cutters in case he got entangled in wire. He could cut through those wires to get out. He's got rope that he could actually attach to the door of the building he goes into. So if he got lost, he could follow that rope back out of the building. And we carried things with us that we might put in a door to hold it open because when a firefighter goes into a room, the last thing we want is to be trapped in that room and not be able to get back out. Yep. So he actually carries this right here, and he can clip this onto a door, or he can clip it on the hinge of the door to keep it from closing behind him. All right, pretty cool?
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. That's awesome.
Real quick too, since we're out here, hold on, Terrence. Hold on, Terrence. Terrence wants to know where the weight room is. That's the first thing he asked me when he got. He said, "Where's the weight room?" And I looked at the arm. You see his arm?
He doesn't weight room.
Now you got to shave that beard.
Oh man.
You got to shave the beard over there. Which question?
Is there a specific a lot of times that you have to put on?
All right. So when we are training for time, Firefighter Fernandez could probably put his gear on in about a minute to a minute 15 seconds, I would guess. Is that right for you? About a minute to a minute 15. When we're going to a fire, everything would be put on before we got onto the engine. The air packs are actually built into our seats so that when we get to the fire, all we got to do is put our arms through it, it pops out of the seat, and then he would throw his helmet on once he got there as well. But everything else, his jacket, his boots, his pants, his gloves, his hood, all of that, even his mask could be put on before he gets on the truck. So that way when we show up to your house or your building and it's on fire, you don't see us outside trying to get dressed. You see us pulling our hoses to fight fire right away.
Yeah.
Yep. One other thing you guys may have noticed about our fire station, you don't see this in too many places, is we do have 2 fire poles. Back when this station was first built, all the bedrooms were upstairs. So the fastest way to get from the bedrooms and the living area was to slide down a pole, and you were right here at the trucks.
Yep.
Our station was redone back in 1997, and they put all the bedrooms on the same floor. So now upstairs is offices. So we don't use these poles like we used to, but they are working fire poles. So if a firefighter was upstairs, when they hang on the top of the pole, the weight of the firefighter actually opens up the doors. And when they get back to the bottom, it closes back up. You guys are good there right now. You're good. This is our engine coming back. Well, they're just going to park right out front for a minute.
How many people can truck hold?
That truck right there typically runs with 3 or 4. The rescue behind you 2. The ladder truck 3 typically. So for those of you who were not here earlier, that ladder truck actually has 2 drivers on it. There's a driver up front and there's a driver in the back of it that controls the rear wheel. No, you don't got to move, Andy. We're good.
No, they're not coming in.
Alright, now Andy, I told you they're not coming in. So that right there, that is our fire engine. That carries all the hose, that carries the water, and it carries the gentleman that was supposed to be your tour guide out here this morning. He just got back. This is Firefighter Black. He is one of our newest firefighters also. How long have you been on now?
A year and 2 days.
So he's been on for a year and 2 days. So you have the newest class. Or the newest class. Newest class. All right. That right there, that's Engineer Appenzeller. He is the driver of this fire truck.
Say hey.
Everybody say hi. He is, look at him, man. See? Hey. Here, see?
Oh, I see.
What are you benching down there now, Marshall? You benching
that shoulder surgery.
went way down?
He still looks pretty big.
Oh, he's here. Yeah, we don't mess with Marshall.
I wouldn't.
We don't mess. And you don't get in front of him when it's time for dinner either.
I'll stay beside you. I'll eat too. I'll stay beside you.
I'm trying to get. I told Parents if he could shave that beard, he's probably making good. He looks like he's in shape. A little bit. All right. Any questions for me, guys? For those of you that showed up late, I can show you where the museum is, so you guys can walk around and take a look at the equipment in there. Firefighter Black might be willing to go in there and tell you a little bit about each truck. We had you showed up a little bit. That was part of it.